99¢. And of course, I have name brand vanilla wafers made by Nabisco. They're hard to get. They're hard to get right now. I like to thank all my sponsors.
House
Oh, my
in North
God.
Carolina.
Yeah. Well, in fact, those nuts, and what was weird about those nuts is I have an uncle, well, I had an uncle that lived on a farm in Oxford. And on his farm, these nuts would grow on his tree. And we would collect them, and we would crack them, and we would go up on the highway and act like we were eating them. And we would ask these people from Durham or whoever was passing by to try some. Well, it was like eating a vacuum cleaner. I mean, it would dry your mouth out just like you put a vacuum cleaner hose in your mouth. And the more you drank, the worse it got. So when I moved to Nashville, I lived on a creek. And I had brought some of those nuts from North Carolina, a bag of them, because I like giving them to people and watching their expression and all. And I saw, when I was down at the creek, I thought, my God, somebody has pulled my bag of nuts out here on the ground. I got mad at Jay and them, because I'd all got them to eat them, and they were all mad. I talked them into eating them. But there was a tree of those nuts in my backyard. And I don't know what they're called. My uncle called them scaly bark. But they're shaped sort of like a little hickory nut. And the greener you can get them, the better they are as far as drying your mouth out, you know. I mean, like if you can find them right before they fall off the tree, and they got the outside layer of like a pecan, and that's what the nut tastes like, the inside part of a pecan. It's just real bitter and dry. And so anyway, when I found they were in my backyard, I thought, God, I was going to make $1 million because I was going to pick them and sell them, you know, for a novelty, for a joke. And but if I ever get some, I'll get you some of them because they are the funniest things. We had a real rich friend of ours in North Carolina, and he had Christmas parties, and he'd always ask me, please bring some of them nuts, you know. And I mean, this guy owned half of the town. You know, he was loaded with money, and he would crack those nuts and put them in a tray on the hors d'oeuvre table, you know. And he'd just sit there and watch those women eat them and go into the kitchen. You know, the minute they put one in their mouth, it would like, you know, just gum up in your mouth or something, get on your teeth. You couldn't get it off. And, you know, they would get up immediately and go to the trash can and be trying to get them out of their mouth. And then they start drinking, you know, some kind of drink, maybe a Pepsi or something, and they just foam up. You know, it was just, you couldn't get it out of your mouth. It took, you know, 10, 15 minutes to rinse your mouth out. It was almost like putting suntan lotion in your mouth. It was just a bitter taste, and it just had a coating. But if I ever get some, I'll let Trevor give them to somebody, and he'll eat them. You'll find out. Trevor had a buddy, I think we gave him some, and he really liked them.
Yeah, he was the one that had the Pepsi that foamed out the mouth.
Oh, God, I got a lot of people in nuts. That tree's still out there. It's still down there. I go down there, you know, I think it's in the spring of the year or the fall of the year is when they, you know, start falling off the tree. Probably the fall. And, you know, like a pecan, it grows like a pecan. And you can, if you can get them green where you can shuck that outer layer on them, then crack them, that meat of the nut inside is sort of gummy. And boy, if you can get somebody to put a piece that little in their mouth, it's all, you know, it's on, man. I mean, it's just, there ain't no way in the heck they can get it out. They'll make the damnedest faces you ever seen, you know, trying to get it out. It's hilarious, man. I don't know why they don't buy them and sell them.